Hi everyone, it's Tammy, and today I'm going to make these really cute little treat holders. And it's super simple, and it takes very little paper, and you can whip a bunch of these out if you wanted to. It's really, really cute. So I got the idea from Stamping with Amore. She has a YouTube channel and also a blog, and she has some wonderful ideas. So check her out. I'll try to remember to leave her link below. If I forget, somebody please let me know and I will include it. But these are so easy. You're going to be amazed. I went ahead and colored a couple of designs from Santa and Friends from CC Designs, and I did a little elf and a little Rudolph, super cute. And all you need is, well, I'm gonna make two, so I'll just tell you what you need for one. A piece of cardstock, and you want it to be a little thicker when you're making a 3D project. Always try to use something a little bit thicker. And you want it cut at 6 by 5.5. So you can make 4 with one sheet of 12 by 12. So I'm going to cut this at 5.5. And I'm making 2 of them, so you're going to hear me do this twice. And then I'm cutting this one at 5.5. And then on the 6-inch side, so I'm just double checking, you want to score it at 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to use my bone folder, score it at 1/2 inch. And then on the 5.5 inch side, you want to score it at 1/2 inch. Ooh, I pushed a little too hard. 1/2 inch, and then you want to score it at 2.5 inches. At 3 inches. And at 5 inches. And I'm going to do the other one the same way. So on the 6-inch side, you want to score it at 1/2 inch. On the 5.5 inch side, you want to score it at 1/2 inch. 2.5. 3. And 5. Ooh, and don't push so hard with your scorer where you break the paper. That's no good. I need to put a piece of tape there, and my tape is in the other room. Yeah, I do need a piece of tape because I went through, so stand by just 1 minute. Sorry about that. I was wrapping presents, so I have my tape in the other room. But I just take a piece of Scotch tape when I do this, and I put it on the wrong side. And that usually does the trick. Okay, so now we're going to make a little box. So you have, holding it at the 5.5 side, you want the 1/2 inch at the bottom, because this is going to be the bottom of the box. And this little square at the corner, you need to cut that off. So I do that at an angle. I make all of my cuts at the bottom at an angle. This just makes it easier when you're putting it all together. So this is going to be the tab, and then you want to cut each of these score lines up to the 1/2 inch score line, and you're cutting again at an angle, so you're making little V's. Or let's say we're making Christmas trees. Ho, ho, ho. And then I go ahead and angle this one as well. So then it looks like this. And I'm going to do it the same thing to this one. I'm going to cut this little square off. And then when you do that, this becomes our tab. That's where we're going to put the adhesive. So I'm cutting little Christmas trees in each one of these. I like calling them Christmas trees. Okay, and that is all of the cutting. Now, something that I'm doing that she didn't do is I thought it would be fun to make a scalloped edge on the top. So that's what I did here. So to do that, I just take my scalloped punch. Oh, feels like I didn't get it all out last time, sorry. And I'm going to just start on one end. And you can see I didn't quite get it, so I'm just going to rip that off, and then if I need to, I'll just take my scissors and just trim it so it's a little better. I could put it back in the punch and try to do it again that way. Goodness, I can't get my scissors in there. But I'm not that particular. And I didn't tell you who I was making these for. I'm going to make them for my children's and probably my husband, because I have Katie and Alex and David and then I will probably give the last one to my husband. I don't always give him stuff like this because he doesn't really get into it much. I mean, I think he appreciates it and he thinks it's neat, but first he doesn't eat a lot of candy, and second he's just kind of like, oh yeah, that's cute. So, you know, it's no big deal, but I'm going to go ahead and, oh gosh, okay, it looks like I ripped this one too. This is the same one. As long as the hole doesn't go through, I'm good. So I'm just scoring it on the score lines. I'm scoring it on the score lines. I'm burnishing it on the score lines. And then I need to do the same to down here. All the little tabs. I'm sorry if you hear that noise. My dogs are eating a bone in their crate. One, two, three, and four. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And I just pulled my cardstock out of some stash that I had. I think it's really cute. Lots of patterns could work. That's one thing that's really kind of fun about it too. And then what I'm going to do is I want to take some tear and tape. So just like you need to use nice cardstock for this, you also need to use really nice thick tape. So I'm going to put some tear and tape on my tab. And you can see how quickly you can make two. I mean, it's almost as fast to make two as it is to make one. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. And then I'm going to put tear and tape on one of the longer pieces. It really doesn't matter which one. So you have two long pieces and two short pieces. That's what I'm calling these, two longer tabs. You just put tear and tape on one of them. And then I like to take my bone folder and just make sure that this is burnished. And I also like to use a straight edge to cut my tear and tape. It just seems to work a little better. And then to get my tear and tape off, I use my little pokey tool. and I start about 1/4 of an inch below where it starts and just kind of rub my tool around it. If you start at the beginning where it is, sometimes you'll pull up the tear and tape, and it's a little harder that way. So if you start 1/4 of an inch down, not only does it keep the tape on your project, it also is a little easier. So once you have that, you just make a box. So I'm going to put one tab on the other tab, like this, and then make sure you push the little tabs down, and then put the taped one down first, and then I like to take my bone folder and just kind of push it just to make sure that it's adhered. So I'll do that again. And you know what, you should be able to, you could like do something fancy and just kind of put it together like this, because it should fit evenly. I don't know, whatever you want to do. Then the one with the tape I'm putting down first, and then I'm making it kind of straight, and then I'm going to put that tab on. And then again, I will do the same thing. And this part is super easy but super fun. You push it in. Oh, there's a little hole there. You push it in to meet the other side, and then I have noticed that the scallops kind of line up a little bit, so I've been doing that too, just to make sure that they're together. And this is our little bucket, or our little box. Oh, I said it too early. These scallops don't match up. Oh well, it's okay. If the scallops don't match, it's not a big deal. You don't even have to have them. Okay, and then I'm going to poke 2 holes, and the way I have done it is I put this in, and I put this almost to the, I put the line of this little side almost to the end, so I can't barely see it, and I punch. And then I do the same thing over on this side. So the holes are going to be right on either side of the midline. Putting it in, barely see the line. Same over here. And then I'm going to take another piece of tear and tape, and I'm just tearing this one because I don't need a very big piece, about, I don't know, 1/2 of an inch or so, and I'm going to put it on the back of my little guys that I want to stick on. So one will have a Rudolph and one will have an elf. Again, I'm just going to burnish this down on there so I know that it's going to stay. So those are ready. And then I'm going to use a ribbon, and I picked out this candy cane ribbon. The last one I used some red glitter ribbon and got glitter everywhere. And you don't need a ton. I don't know. I'm going to say about 1 foot. And then the side that you put the edges together, that's going to be the back. So this is where those 2 pieces meet. So that's going to be the back, and this is going to be the front. So I'm going to stick my ribbon through the front. Actually, before I do that, let's stuff it with candy, goofball. And I have been able to put a Ghirardelli chocolate in, and a fun-size packet of M&Ms. So now we'll take the ribbon from the front to the back, and then from the back to the front. And then I just kind of make it even. And then you can tie it in a knot or a bow, whatever you want. I'm going to see if I can't get a bow out of this. There we go. It's kind of a straight bow, but it's a bow. And then you take your little embellishment. I'm just going to stick it right on there, and I'm going to kind of push it really good so I know that it sticks. Isn't that cute? So let's do it again on this side. I'll put a Ghirardelli chocolate and an M&M fun pack. This is going to be the back side, so this will be the front side. From the front to the back, and then from the back to the front. I'm just going to even up the sides. Oh goodness, it doesn't want to move, so I have to go from the back. Let's do it this way. Okay. And then I'm going to tie this one as well. I might try to do this one a different way. Excuse me. Sorry if that was off camera. Didn't mean to. You guys know how bows are sometimes. If you wanted to take a glue dot and put it down there, you could, and I may just do that. There we go. Let's see if I need one on this one. No, I think that one's all right. It's not perfect, but it's all right. All right, so then I'm going to take my little reindeer and do the same thing. And there we go. Two little Christmas treats, and it was a quarter of a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and this is what they all look like then. And I have one for all of my guys and gals. But thanks for watching, and I hope that you like that. And again, check out Stamping with Amore. She has some really great ideas. Thanks a bunch. Bye-bye.